Hello and welcome to the big picture. The controversy over Maggi noodles being unfit for consumption due to excessive content of lead and monosodium glutamate is refusing to die down. With the Delhi government having banned it for 15 days and other states and also centre ordering probes, the controversy persists. Meanwhile, in another interesting twist, a Bihar court has ordered that complaints be filed against 3 celebrities, Amitabh Bachchan, Madhuri Dixit and Preeti Zinta, who all had endorsed Maggi noodles at one time or other in the last several years. This has brought into the debate the role of celebrity endorsers of products. According to a study, about 50% of the advertisements in India are celebrity endorsements, which also is an indicator of the high value of the celebrities in selling products, not to talk of huge price they attract to endorse products. So what is the liability of these celebrities when the products they endorse turn out to be substandard, dangerous, or simply bad products which does not live up to the claims made? What are the laws and practices in India which govern them? How much these celebrities take care to ensure what they are endorsing meet the quality requirements and what they are made to claim? We will look at all this today with Pushpa Girimaji, a leading consumer affairs columnist, Dilip Cherian, founder Perfect Relations, Ajay Brahme, corporate lawyer, and on the phone line from Mumbai is Alyque Padamsee, a leading advertising professional and consultant. Welcome to all of you. Mr. Padamsee, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay,
yeah.
Mr. Padamsee, what is your view on this? Now there is some kind of a law or provision in this country that celebrities who endorse these kind of products, and if these kind of products are found to be substandard or whatever, they also have some liability. Would you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that at all. I say the real liability is with the manufacturing company. Celebrities who sign on take it for granted that the companies that they're signing on for and for the products and the promises have been checked and double-checked by the company itself. For instance, Hindustan Lever, I know, with whom I worked for 37 years, would never allow a single ad to go out unless their legal department and their technical department had okayed it. And I believe most multinationals have the same strict discipline. But it is therefore the company. But the real villain of the piece is the Food and Drug Administrator. How is that he licensed Maggi if it was a product that could cause harm? Why hasn't he spoken up? He is the person responsible. I find the government is always weaseling its way out. Even the ban on cigarette advertising is absurd, because if cigarettes kill, which is smoking kills, and that's the government order on all Bollywood films, then why hasn't the government banned the manufacture of cigarettes? We all know the reason is because they want excise duty. So they've got to make up their minds, are they upholders of the law or are they trying to subvert the law? I think Supreme Court should rule on this.
Okay. Please stay on, Mr. Padamsee. I'll come back to you. Pushpa?
Yep.
He says that the owner, Mr. Padamsee feels that the onus is on the Food and Drugs Standards Authority. It cannot be that the onus cannot be on the celebrities.
I disagree, at least part of what he's saying. Certainly when a product is unsafe or not fit for consumption, then the manufacturer has to take primary responsibility for it. And if he is violating the law, then actually he has to be held liable, and he has that primary responsibility. And as the enforcing authority, the Food Standards, Safety and Standards Authority also have a responsibility to ensure that what we eat is safe. Yes, but having said that, I will say that we also have to, I'm really glad this issue has come up, because we need to look at celebrity endorsements. And it's time our, celebrities looked at this issue, take more responsibility for the products that they endorse. Mr. Padamsee talked about cigarette advertising, for example. Even after it was known that cigarettes cause cancer and they are fatal, our celebrities went on, advertising or endorsing cigarette brands. Colas, for example, it is now, obesity is a major problem.
But Pushpa, it's been a long time since we have seen celebrities endorsing cigarettes.
But they continue to endorse it till they prohibited advertisements. Okay, now take Colas, for example. Colas still, I mean, even though obesity is a major problem, and then, you know, particularly in urban children, and schools are being asked not to sell these products, you know, aerated drinks which have no nutritional value, but still you have celebrities endorsing them. Now, what I would like to know is, unfortunately, we don't have guidelines. Federal Trade Commission in the US has guidelines for celebrity endorsements, and they say that celebrities endorsing them should have used those products and should believe in those products. I wonder how many of them really give their children these very same products every day. So, in fact, talking of Maggi, for example, I'm not talking about, you know, what they have found just now about Maggi, you know, high lead content and high, yes. But, you know, you can argue that they were not aware of these things even now. Even the Food Standards Authority is becoming aware of it now or some such thing. But the fact of the matter is, when you're talking of junk food, and how safe are these foods, when I do feel that as a celebrity, because you are saying something, people go for it, people believe in you, people buy those things. So you have to show certain responsibility, certain moral responsibility, ethical responsibility towards the people, towards consumers, because for those, your fans, they will buy them. And I want to know if Madhuri Dixit would give her children this breakfast every day, day after day, because she is promoting it as some kind of a part of a fitness regime or a healthy diet. So what I would like, I think it's time we had guidelines for these endorsements. Also, I'm really glad that this issue has come up, and we need to look at it. Eventually, of course, the arbitrator is the court.
No, we will come to the guidelines and things like that. Mr. Padamsee, would you like to react to that very quickly before I go to Dilip?
Yes, I certainly would. I'd say that I'm sure that Madhuri Dixit is eating Maggi noodles, and so am I, and so are my children.
How can you be so sure, sir?
No, 1 minute. I had no idea that it was a kind of negative qualities about it. And if a manufacturer doesn't state that this could be harmful, then I think it is up to the manufacturer to print on the label. And I'm sure if he had printed on the label, neither Amitabh Bachchan, nor Preeti Zinta, nor Madhuri Dixit would ever have endorsed it.
Okay, sir, please stay on. I'll come back to you. Dilip, how do you look at this? You know, first of all, the point made by Pushpa that celebrities need to have some moral, ethical values when they endorse these kind of products. My question is this: in the case of Maggi and so many other products which we talk about, so many other products have come into controversy over these issues. Many celebrities have got into controversies over this issue. My question is, how much are the celebrities, you know, do they have that wherewithal to know what they are endorsing?
You know, the image of celebrities makes them liable to attack of this kind. They are the low-hanging fruit in any controversy of this kind. And it's, you know, it just makes for great pulpit kind of remarks. You know, a celebrity who endorses, for example, a cement, for heaven's sake, how is he going to check whether it lasts forever or not, as the ad line says? You know, there is no way a celebrity can know whether a product will actually meet the grand announcements that are made in the ads. That's marketing, okay? Now, I also sit, for my sins of the past, on the Advertising Standards Council. If you get a consumer complaint and the company cannot actually have, like Levers or Nestle, its technical division endorse that, and it gets checked by a technical panel which the ASCI also has. So if it doesn't meet that, then they are asked to withdraw the ad. And it's mandatory as far as television is concerned. It's not mandatory as far as print is concerned. For whatever reason, the government hasn't given that authority to the ASCI yet. But I think to blame celebrities for this is a bit risky, because, you know, go one step further. You know, there are many, for example, colleges which are inaugurated by politicians with much pomp and fare. And then you find that the children are duped 5 years later because the college vanishes. Okay? So just because you're calling film stars celebrities, aren't politicians also celebrities? But I agree completely with Alyque that while, you know, Pushpa has a point about there being moral responsibility, I think legal liability is far from possible as far as celebrities are concerned. How can they test whether there's zinc in Maggi, for heaven's sake? They can't. It's somebody else's job.
In fact,
they've abdicated that job.
Maggi has been around for so long, and only now we have come to know that, you know,
they've abdicated that job. The government government's responsibility is being abdicated, saying, let's blame somebody else, let's catch the soft targets.
No. Is it just a problem of the government? Well, we are now joined in by Professor Sriram Khanna, a consumer rights activist. Mr. Khanna, whose responsibility is
Namaskar.
this? Yes.
Yeah.
Whose responsibility is this?
See, under the existing law, the responsibility is completely of the advertiser or the someone who causes the advertisement to be made and published or broadcast. That is as far as it goes on the existing law. But the moral question which Pushpa has raised, I think I would like to support it. Day in and day out, celebrities are accepting money and they read the script and they go home. They need to be put to some moral responsibility of ascertaining by a regime of due diligence
No, Mr.
of
Khanna.
what they are doing is going to cause harm to the consumers who believe what we say.
No, Mr.
And if
Khanna.
like the FTC guidelines
Mr.
in
Khanna,
USA,
Mr. Khanna,
I
one
think
second. Mr. Khanna, one second.
we need.
Mr. Khanna, 1 second.
Yeah.
One second, sir. I have a question. The point raised by Dilip, say if a celebrity is endorsing cement or things like that, or some pumps, how is the celebrity going to ensure that these are all of good quality, good standards? He has to go by what the technical committee.
It's a very good question.
Yes.
But sir, there is an equally valid answer. Every product is tested by the manufacturers. There are standards against which it is tested. Consumer organizations test different brands against one another, and these test reports are available.
Okay.
So is it not within due diligence of the domain of the celebrity to see what is available and then come to a judgment reading all the material put before him or her to whether to accept it or not? Here it's like accepting a movie. You are doing a crime movie, you get paid for it. You are doing a love story, you get paid for it. So the celebrities are treating this like movies. But in the hands of the recipients, the audience, the children who are being influenced by the advertising, I think there is harm being caused. There is consumer detriment there. So why shouldn't the government turn around and say, shouldn't we have a code of guidelines for celebrities to put their word behind products and claims?
Okay.
Even today the law says you cannot make a claim without substantiation.
Absolutely.
So why can't celebrities have due diligence?
Okay.
Today it is not possible because there is no law. But nothing prevents us from saying from this auspicious occasion, let's have a law for the future.
Okay. Okay, sir. Ajay, the question is this, the government has to take responsibility. Today, in fact, yesterday, the Consumer Affairs Minister, Ramvilas Paswan, has been quoted saying that, stars need to take responsibility for this. Now, are there any laws? Consumer protection law is there. But does it cover any of these things? There is also this Central Consumer Protection Council, right? I'll come to you, Pushpa, on that. Are there any laws?
I must tell you, there is under the Consumer Protection Law, sir, there is under the Consumer Protection Law, Maggi can be ordered by the National Consumer Court to issue a corrective advertisement, bringing Amitabh Bachchan to say on television that what I said was wrong because this is what is the fact today.
Okay.
Under law it is possible. Why is it not being done?
Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah.
Although Section 53 of FSSAI, Food Safety and Security Standards.
Food Standards and Safety
Act. That provides for liability to be fastened on those people who are involved in the advertisements, whether they do it. But at the same time, coming back to your question, pointed question, whether celebrities can be held liable or not. That is the
Yes, that's the key question.
See, let me explain to you, a company, any company, whether it's a consumable product or any other like cement, the example of cement given by my friend. Company manufactures a product after getting due approval from the government.
Right.
Government regulated body, a regulator with, or a food testing body which comes under the government. So a celebrity would be deemed to have believed in the genuineness of the product. If at all there is someone to be held liable, that is these two people, that food testing body or the government. It cannot be the celebrity. Secondly, there is also a concept of, all my friends.
Sorry. In the case of Maggi, for instance, since all these years it was being sold, it's presumed that it has been cleared by these bodies.
Exactly.
Okay. Please continue.
Another point that I would like to make is, it would be probably even explaining or even defining that section 53, or as my professors have said, see, it will be perhaps you are stretching it too far. There is also a concept of vicarious liability or extended liability. See, such things cannot be applied in this case. I cannot be held liable to, in case I was not involved in the research and development of a product. Amitabh Bachchan has not been involved in research and development of Maggi, nor has Preeti Zinta or Madhuri Dixit. So, any kind of liability cannot be fastened upon them.
So the law doesn't allow that kind of thing. That's what you're trying to say?
Absolutely not.
Okay, Pushpa?
Well, under
Pushpa,
the Consumer
and
Protection
another
Act-
thing before,
Okay,
when you're answering that, the Central Consumer Protection Council had decided last year, I was seeing reports saying that actors or whoever, celebrities will be held accountable. What is the locus standi of the Central Consumer Protection Council?
The Central Consumer Protection Council is actually an
that
advisory body
Sir,
constituted,
I'll come to you, sir.
constituted under the Consumer Protection Act. I'm a member of the council now, but I was not last year, so I'm not aware of this. Maybe Professor Sriram Khanna will be able to answer that question. But coming to what you asked him about the Consumer Protection Act, now under the Consumer Protection Act, any consumers have a right to be protected against unfair trade practices.
Right.
And misleading advertisements constitute unfair trade practices. So wherever there is a misleading advertisement, so advertiser obviously is liable. So a person who is making that advertisement, you see, here it's not some unknown person who's making a statement.
No, I have a question. As far as this Maggi controversy is concerned, and it can apply to any other product
I'm
in
talking
future
in
or in
general,
the past. As far as Maggi is concerned, now all these years this product was being sold in the market. It was presumed that when the celebrities endorsed were approached for endorsement, they had presumed that this has passed all the tests and things like that. And in this particular case, you're talking of claims made in the advertisement. Now, the problem here is not about the advertisement. The problem seems to be about the content of this thing, which is not there in any advertisement. So, how do you relate the existing problem with what you're saying?
No, I'm talking about celebrities and their liability in general.
Right.
So, since you asked about the Consumer Protection Act, what I'm saying is, so under that act, any kind of a misleading advertisement, false misrepresentation, false statement, or concealing some information constitutes an unfair trade practice.
Right.
So, an advertiser is liable. So, if a celebrity is making that statement on behalf of the advertiser, then I would think that the celebrity is also liable because he's saying it on behalf of that of the advertiser, and also he or she is making that statement, and it's not just anybody saying it. He or she is influencing the people.
About that,
in fact, like I said, unfortunately, we don't have specific guidelines under the Federal Trade Commission guidelines on celebrity endorsements. They clearly say that endorsements in the US, they say that commercial speech, that is any kind, when a celebrity makes a statement or makes an endorsement, then that endorsement becomes a commercial speech, and commercial speech comes under the Federal Trade Commission Act, so long as there is some misrepresentation there. And similarly, they say that advertisers are subject to liability for false or unsubstantiated claims and made through advertisements, and those who are endorsers also similarly may be liable. That is what they're saying.
Yes, Ajay?
See, all these legal provisions, whether it's US or in India, they work around certain principles of law, basic principles of law. One of the basic principles of law is causation. Whether by virtue of endorsement of a product by, let's say, Amitabh Bachchan, I would be misled or I would be impelled to consume it more and more just because Amitabh Bachchan says that it's very good. That would be kind of test which will be done by the courts or by the regulatory body. So
is there any doubt about it?
No, the point is, let me explain it. Let me explain it.
1 second.
So would you really stretch it to such a level that just because Amitabh is saying that the consumption of it will be done by the people and people would fall sick, and then would you be able to relate sickness See, the point is,
Anyway.
it's not a mere presumption.
No, no, it's okay.
Just,
I mean,
since he
this is a
spoke
completely legal yes.
Yeah, since he spoke about Amitabh Bachchan, I just remembered an advertisement that, you know, a jeweler that he's endorsing, for
Right.
example, and he's talking about the purity of the jewelry.
Exactly.
Okay, now I respect Amitabh Bachchan a lot. So when he's saying that this, whatever he's selling is pure, of good quality, then I'm going to believe him, I'm going to buy that jewelry. Okay, tomorrow I find when I get it tested through, you know, assaying center, and I find that it is not of the purity claimed by the jeweler, then I'm going to certainly hold the jeweler liable, but I will also hold along with him Amitabh Bachchan liable, because to me, he has made that statement. He has promised me that when I buy from him, that the claim, that it is of certain quality. So how can anybody say that he is not liable? The person who's endorsing the product not liable?
You know, Pushpa makes a very...
No, is it a case to case? Should we look at these issues case to case?
I think that there is room to suggest that it's case to case, but I think that the generic rule is that if, as you said, your statistics show that 50% of advertising in India has a celebrity endorser, and we've seen that in the statistics at Alyque, that a large proportion, I don't know what the exact number is, but a large proportion have. Therefore, there is reason in terms of causation to believe that advertisers believe that it has an impact on consumers.
Absolutely.
However, having said that, where I find a break in the logic is that just because an endorser, a celebrity is used to endorse that, it is also quite clear that the consumer is not going to believe that he's tested the product. He's just, all it does is provide you eyeballs. I mean, Pushpa is, I think, probably speaking for the mass of consumers who may say, if Amitabh thinks this jewelry is right, I buy it. I don't think that's how buying decisions happen. In my view, buying decisions happen because of,
quality of the product.
If investment didn't make any kind of impact, then why will they spend
huge amounts of money
on celebrity endorsements?
It doesn't make sense for them.
Let me tell you that the amount that is paid to a celebrity endorser is a pathetic fraction.
Yes, sir, I'll come to you.
It's a pathetic fraction of what is spent on the media.
That's all right. That's all.
Yes, and media is more liable in my view.
Yes, Professor Khanna.
Hello?
Yeah, please.
What I'd like to say is, this is an argument which is being stretched in the way of hair splitting. If a few crores of rupees are being paid by an advertiser to a celebrity, it is certainly to being compensated by increase in usage of the product. If that increased usage and purchase would not take place, no advertiser is going to pay crores of rupees to the celebrities. The event itself has evidence in it. The legal principle is res ipsa loquitur. The thing speaks for itself. अरे 1 करोड़ रुपया तुम उसको दे रहे हो, किस लिए दे रहे हो? धर्म के लिए दे रहे हो. You are recovering the money through increased sales.
It's the
so
reason
you don't need
why
to have proof here. It speaks for itself.
It's the same reason why newspapers think
sales are going up.
1 second, let him finish. Okay. Yeah.
It's the same reason why newspapers
I'd like to say
page 3.
1 second, sir. Have you finished?
Yes, I finished.
Okay.
It's the same reason why newspapers have page 3 models to sell more copies of newspapers. Essentially, it's a matter of getting the eyeballs.
So you
It's
agree
just-
that,
it's getting eyeballs. It's not selling the product
No,
inside. That's what I'm trying to say. You want to get attention.
Yes.
In which case the
Responding to
celebrity should
Professor
say, in which case the celebrity should say, I am not verifying any claim.
Yes,
I
I
am only
agree
here to
there.
get your
Maybe,
eyeballs.
I think
I think that's an interesting point you
That's
made,
an
sir.
interesting point.
Yeah.
Responding to Professor Saab, this concept of res ipsa loquitur will not apply in this case. That will apply only in the case of negligence. That is first. That is the law. Secondly, and I'll reiterate.
One second. What is negligence? In the case of Maggi, having this MSG content, which is much more than what is
Allegation is not of negligence in this case, sir.
No,
allegation is of, and the discussion.
Allegation is of what? Is of contamination?
That's right.
It's a contamination
Violation
case.
of the law. Violation of the food safety law.
So whether it's contamination or anything,
the
it's
concept
violation.
of negligence is
Violation of several
different.
consumer
So that
rights,
concept of res ipsa loquitur will not apply in this case. That's what I'm saying. Negligence is something different.
Okay.
By a negligent act, in case there is an accident or something like that. That
Anyway,
will be a different thing altogether.
No, anyway.
But I'm sorry. I'll reiterate at the cost of repetition. Right at the beginning of my discussion, I said, see, an endorser or a celebrity believes the genuineness of the product primarily because a product
He's being
is
paid a lot of money.
No. Because
paying-
no, certainly not. No, because a product has been tested
And licensed.
licensed by the government. So it is actually the government or that food testing authority who
Sir,
should be held liable,
sir,
not the
70
celebrity at all.
80% of the products are not licensed by the government. 80% of the products in the market are not licensed by the government.
Then
Please
it is the
understand
government.
this. They are
Then
not
once
tested
again
by
it's the
anybody.
government which
No,
is
no,
that
that's
needs to be held
interesting.
liable.
Mr. Khanna, when you're, are you saying
not
that
the celebrity.
No,
Today,
Pushpa,
under the-
80% of the products are not licensed by the government. Say underwear banyan, which is being advertised by
They are
some
not.
heroes.
They're
You
not.
are
Is it
not.
being
Only
tested by the government?
Only under specific laws.
Yeah, there's no
where there is
licensing
mandatory certification.
So
or
there's no.
mandatory
If a
requirement, only
biscuit
there they are
manufacturer,
licensed,
for
not
instance,
everywhere.
No, biscuit will have to get
Food
the
has
license.
license.
food has to be licensed.
No, also under the food safety laws today, there is a responsibility cast on the manufacturer to ensure that he complies with the law, that to ensure the first responsibility is on him to ensure that it is safe in all respects.
No, but
He'll have to prove actually.
No, I was talking to you about this consumer, that council.
Central Consumer Protection Council.
Protection
That's
Council
an advisory
last
body
year.
constituted under the Consumer
Professor
Protection
Sriram
Act.
Khanna, last year the Consumer Protection Council, Central Consumer Protection Council, it had come out with some. What was it? Was it a direction? Was it what authority does it have? It had said that the celebrities also will have to be liable.
Sir, a council is only an advisory body.
Okay.
And it does not have the force of law. These are recommendations which the government may or may not accept. So far, none of the Indian laws hold a celebrity responsible. I agree with that. But that does not prevent from reviewing the laws, because celebrities are taking money left, right and center, and without doing due diligence, making claims and statements in the public that cause consumer detriment. So
Okay.
who's responsible for the consumer
No,
detriment?
okay, sir.
Celebrities also must be brought under
Absolutely,
the
your
hook.
point is
Today they
well
are
taken.
not.
No, let us.
Today they are not.
No,
Okay.
that may be a case for future cases.
In the future. So all of you feel that there is need for some kind of a law now, or the way this has to be controlled, or some kind of directions need to be there for this? Would you agree with that?
I personally
certainly
feel
support that. I think that's the thing
you need to
the
make
government should
people aware,
consider.
more and more aware. And a person.
Just awareness, a law is not necessary. That's what you think.
Exactly, because
Okay.
just
Pushpa? Yes.
one more footnote to. I'll just add one more footnote. The point is, if there is somebody who has that egg skull kind of a eggshell kind of a skull, and who is kind of misled just because somebody endorses.
It's not a question of one person being misled. Yeah.
I feel that we must have a law, maybe a provision under the Consumer Protection Act. We must have a law or a regulation to hold them liable for whatever promises that they are making or what they are promoting. If there is any kind of a truth, or if there is any kind of a
false claim.
Yeah,
Any
false claim
about product or a service.
and also I must say that they must, when Professor Khanna was suggesting, it is also in fact under the Federal Trade Commission regulations in US, they also talk about disclosure, that they must disclose that they got money. How much money did they get from the manufacturer? Let them disclose it, and let them also say that, well, we are I'm endorsing this product, but I'm not a user. I don't use this, nor
Okay.
do I have actual information. Also, it must become mandatory for them to ask for tests when they are saying, okay, this does
To
this.
tell how much money they got.
Yeah, this product does this. So they should ask them for test results to then convince themselves that what they're saying is true before making any kind of a claim.
Okay. Dilip?
I would go softer. I would say guidelines for celebrities, and advertisers must carry a byline, as it were, a strap line saying that the actor has not actually tested these products on himself or herself.
Okay. I think
30 seconds, I don't know how that will happen, because
that can
30
happen.
seconds
If
is a
it
time
has
for
to happen, it will
advertisement.
happen.
Yeah.
Any case, I think it has been a fascinating debate. I'm sure there's much more food for thought has been given. Hopefully, the authorities who are looking at this and the courts which have also got into the picture now will all look into all these things. Further debates on this will be very essential. Thanks to all my guests. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue in the big picture same time tomorrow.